PepsiCo's new India head, Shivakumar, is clearly a man on a mission. His first note to the employees of the company sums up his need for speed. The key words being cannot afford to lose a day and relentless execution. I caught up with the new head honcho to take those thoughts forward, whether it be his personal transition, the complex and ever-changing FMCG landscape, or Pepsi's plan to change the game. This is a Brand Equity exclusive. Thank you so much for joining us, Shiv. Truly a pleasure to be having a conversation with you as the head honcho of PepsiCo.
Thank you, Shonali. Thank you very much for being here.
Considering that you're operating in a heavily competitive, segment, how are you ensuring, profitability? Because you're constantly under pressure to keep prices at bay. How are you dealing with that, and how is that one of the biggest challenges you face today?
It is no longer who is bigger. Today, who is faster is more important.
Okay.
It's the fast which beats the slow. It is not the big which beats the small. So at a first level, what is your brand and why is it valuable? Second, you need to be quick. Third, you have to have innovation on your brand to make it relevant on a daily basis. If consumers are expecting dramatic change or dramatic, let's take, appeal enhancement in your brand, you have to ensure that you are keeping pace with them. At one level, you are leading the consumer through his or her nose. At another level, you are reacting to the consumer. Both ways, you have to manage that. And the other part which is happening in India today, and we're going to see more of it, is business model innovation. Money earlier came as a profit, flow down from sheer pricing, volume into price. Today, it's not necessarily so. Today, as channels fragment, you really need to think of which business models are the best in terms of the best value for money for the consumer and equally the best profit margin for the brand.
You have talked about specifically about PepsiCo, saying that the way forward is finding new channels to boost distribution and consumption. When you talk about new channels, can you throw some light on which direction you're going and how that will manifest into results for you?
I think it's pretty obvious that in the urban segment, the modern trade plays a significant role.
Okay.
There's no doubt about that. Then in the large cities, for example, at the fringes of large cities, you have a huge urban poor population.
Okay.
Serving the urban poor will be very important for companies. Then the whole concept of how digital will really play out, it's at its early stages right now in India, but I believe it will have a powerful role. For example, a company need not go and serve directly to the home of a consumer, but the company can work through an intermediary who aggregates brands, who aggregates categories and does it. Those would be the broad brush picture which I would think in terms of what channels will look like for companies in the future.
The whole fizzy drink segment, right? Obviously, your game would always be to be the market leader wherever you are. But, given the fact that we are suddenly going through this so-called health wave, my question to you is this health wave a reality, or is it just, in very select pockets of some SECs?
No, I would say the consciousness of health is there everywhere. So fundamentally, will most food companies have to offer healthier range of products? The answer is yes. Most consumers in the upper income brackets today are definitely, let's take, health aware, health conscious. Are they practicing in that direction? Maybe no.
Okay.
But definitely, is the awareness there right now? Yes, it's there.
The whole reorganization strategy of PepsiCo with the power of one, if you can throw some light on, A, what that entire restructuring was, and B, why do you think this is a more effective way to be running this large corporation?
There are always combination products which you use all the time.
Sure.
Cereals plus milk is a great combination product.
Right.
That's bought together about 30% of the time,
right,
or consumed together about 30% of the time. Snacks and drinks are bought / consumed together, one of the two, around 54% of the time.
Okay.
So at a first level, from a consumer point, does it make sense? Yes, it does. Because these are products which go together. Next, is it a tick at the channel end and the distribution end? A lot of outlets carry both products. So is it a tick? Yes, by and large, it's a tick.
Sure.
There would be an overlap of something like 70 to 80%.
Okay.
Now we come to the organization. Now the organization, you can structure it the way you want. You can be a brand-led organization, which goes one way. You can be a functional organization, with brands under the umbrella of the functions, okay, which is marketing, etc. And that's exactly what we've tried to do. Instead of running it separately as an agglomeration of brands into one business unit or a profit center, we've said we've combined all the brands into one company, all the 22 brands. So once you combine all the 22 brands into one company, the power of one comes into marketing, the power of one comes into supply chain, the power of one comes into operations, the power of one comes into finance, power of one comes into human resources, every single.
So, IPL, just like FMCG, also seems to be a love of yours, which does not seem to leave you. So, while you were associated with the Knight Riders when you were with Nokia, and now, of course, you're the title sponsor. A lot of people, gave Pepsi a lot of flack last year because of, just the way the tournament went, and with no fault of really the sponsor. What's your take on it, given the fact that also, Indra Nooyi said that she doesn't really support, associating with a sport that is, so controversy prone?
There's been a very clear communication by the Mudgal report to say, hey, these are the changes you need to make. If you go and speak with Sundar of IPL, he will tell you that the IPL and BCCI are going beyond what has been recommended. They're going to get into what they call integrity ambassadors. They're going to have people like Rahul Dravid. They're going to have people like maybe Sachin Tendulkar. They're going to have people like Anil Kumble, all the senior citizens of this country in cricket world who have been absolute role models of integrity. Because all of them are still involved in the game. They want to leverage them to say, hey, we want to make this a clean sport. After doing all this, will there always be a challenge of somebody at some level doing something? It will be there. But that will be the small thing, and it will not be a fundamental, let's take, erosion of the system or the principles in a system.
How do you see regional players? Do you look at them as serious threats? Do they keep you on your toes?
The bulk of the Indian market is full of regional players. If you take the world has gone a full circle in 40 years. We went from local to regional to global. We've come back to regional to local, and today I would say we are hyper-local. Why has that happened? Two things. Television has made it hyper-local. Okay? The cell phone has made it hyper-local. So today, any brand can coexist at the right level of scale and investment, even in Gurgaon, or even in Trichy, or even in Tinsukia. The key thing about the brand is it has to offer value. The consumer doesn't see whether it is local,
exactly,
or regional, or global. He says, does it offer me good value?
Exactly.
Regional brands are beginning to have ambition on account of two fundamental shifts which have happened. One is the development of new channels.
Sure.
Okay? So access to new channels. Earlier, access to distribution was a barrier to most of them. Today, it is not.
Fair enough.
Okay? That is one. And the other one, which is a huge advantage which is happening now, is access to capital.
Right.
Okay. Today, they can go to a private equity company, sell a bit of stake, and bring in investment. Those are the two reasons why you're seeing this trend of local brands going regional or national.
Thank you so much, and all the very best for your journey as the Pepsi CEO.
Thank you.